Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Now today we're going to have a look at should you bring your Filipina to your country. And I got this idea for the video from a comment on episode 10 of Dating a Filipina course, which is from Steve Williams. Now I thank Steve for his comment where he said, Peter, it's very interesting. It appears that the general consensus is do not bring her to the West. Now, I've heard the same thing from many YouTubers and people in comments saying, do not take your Filipina to the West because she'll become too westernized or she'll run off with another man once she gets to the West and been with you for a couple of years. Well, I'm one of the few that will tell you I believe that is all nonsense. And I'll tell you why in just a moment, so stay tuned. Now, let me start off by saying every relationship is different, and I can only give you my experience around this and what I've seen. I've brought my Filipino wife from the Philippines to Australia. She's been here now over 6 years, I think about 6.5 years, and she is not westernized, and she has certainly not been off looking for any other men. Now, having said that, I'm sure there's other relationships where you've brought your Filipina to the West and she may have become very westernized and turned into a bit of a feminist, let's say, or she's run off with another man and left you stranded in your own country. So that does happen, I'm sure. But, this sort of thing happens in any relationship. Now, if you're a man, as in this picture, and you take a young Filipina, let's say in her 20s and you're in your 60s or 70s, and you take her to the Philippines, then you're probably going to find it's more about your own insecurities when you're there. And you could become paranoid that she is going to run off with a younger man. So my question to you guys would be, if that's your worry, why marry such a young, beautiful Filipina and take her back to your country if you think she's going to run off with somebody else or become westernized? The younger the woman, the more chance of her adapting to a new country and doing things the way they do things in that country. It's called fitting into that country, assimilating to that country. And the younger the woman, or the younger the Filipina, when she goes to the US, Australia, wherever, she's going to try and fit into that country. And part of that is by doing what other girls her age are doing in that country. So if you don't want that to happen, my best advice is don't marry a 20-year-old woman. Find somebody in their 30s or 40s who is most likely to be more settled and less likely to change. We all know when you're in your early 20s, you're going to change very much over that next 10 to 15 year period. You're still discovering who you are and what you want in life. And there is a good chance that, yes, maybe if you take a 20-year-old to the West, you will find that she might start changing, and that's a natural thing. But she might change to the point that you don't like it, and she may start to turn to feminism a little bit, and you're thinking, oh, where's that sweet young Filipina gone all of a sudden, after 2 or 3 years of being in your country? Well, that is the risk you run when you pick out a young Filipina to come to your country. So like I say, if you want her to remain with her old-fashioned values of the Philippines, then look for someone in their 30s, not someone in their 20s. And the same thing applies around if you're worried about she's going to run off with a man, or a younger man in particular, in your country, then yes, that can happen as well if you have a young Filipina. And for very much the same reason I've already stated. She's young, she's growing, she's learning who she is and what she wants in life. And there may come a time when she looks at you and thinks, no, I don't want this older man. I want somebody who is closer to my own age. And let's face it, there is plenty of men in your country who are much younger that will be very appealing to her and who may be trying to chase her because they see her, a Filipina in America, as a very exotic type of woman and a very attractive type of woman. So they start to put their feelers out for that woman. And as I say, she may now decide that you aren't really what she wants, and there may be other options for her. Now, on the other hand, if you marry someone in their 30s and you bring them to your country, as I say, she's more settled in life. She's not interested in chasing other guys. She's just interested in creating a life with you. Her loyalty and value system is already set. Her morals are set. She's not going to change that. So if she's come to your country and she's in her 30s or 40s, she knows what she's doing and she really wants to make a go of that. So she's not going to be changing into some sort of feminist or looking for another man to run away with. So really, it's about you being a bit smart when you're choosing who you want to be married to from the Philippines, what sort of Filipina, and if you're going to bring it to your country, bear all this in mind prior to choosing the woman that you want to spend your life with. And that way you won't have to worry about your Filipina turning into a feminist or running off with another man. And I believe the guys that make that comment that you should not bring your Filipina to the West because of that they'll run off with another guy or they'll change their values or whatever, they're all guys that have either fallen for a Filipina who's too young for them, or they've heard other people say that and they're just joining the chorus. So really, if you're smart about it from the start, you don't have to worry about it and you can completely bring your Filipina to live in the West with you and not have any worries about any of that sort of stuff. So that's my opinion, guys. If you've got a different opinion, put it in the comments below. Let's be respectful, of course, and have a bit of a discussion on it. Don't forget, if you like the video, to give it a big thumbs up. Share the video around with all your networks, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care, and bye for now.